Hey, curious kids, it's time for Science Thursday with Dr. Martha. Let's get started. Before we start science, you want to make sure that you are wearing clothes that your parents say is okay to get dirty. You also want sleeves that are not going to get in your way, so let's roll these up before we get started. Today's science activity comes from 365 science activities published by Usborne Publishing and distributed by Paper Pie Learning. For today's experiment, you will need one paper towel rolled into a tube, some food dye, and 2 glasses that you can see through, one that has some water in it. If you'd like to measure the water before you get started, that's a cool thing to do, but it's optional. Okay, so what we're gonna do is you're gonna take your food dye and put a few drops in the water. So the next step is to make sure that your paper towel is rolled up nice and tightly, and then you're gonna bend it in half. You are gonna put one half of the end in the empty jar and the other half in the water. And now we just wait. We're gonna watch what happens over the next couple of hours. So come back and check this at different times and we'll talk about what's going on. All right, so we've waited and I'm back and I have some really exciting things to report. First of all, you can see this was my original cup and I put a lot more water in it because when I first did this experiment, I put just 150 milliliters in here and that was enough to completely soak the paper towel, but it was not enough to transfer any of the water over to the other jar. So I waited 2 days for that experiment to complete and all of the water in this jar to be soaked up by the paper towel. And then in the morning, this morning, I poured this beaker full of water. So it was basically right up here to the rim. And then within 30 minutes, water had already started transferring into this one here, which was originally empty. So what's going to happen now and over the last few hours is that the water level in this one has continued to go down and the water level in this one has continued to rise. So let's talk about what's happening. There are 2 things that are actually going on here. The first is called capillary action, and that is the process whereby the water moves up and completely saturates the paper towel. And there are little pore spaces in the paper towel. The water moves from one to the next, to the next, to the next, until the entire paper towel tube is completely soaked with water. So that moves the water from this beaker into the paper towel all the way down to the bottom of the paper towel in this beaker. The second process is hydraulic head. Now this process tells us that the air pressure that is on the water in one beaker wants to be equivalent to the air pressure on the water in the other beaker. Right now, because this beaker has more water in it than this one, the air pressure is pushing down on this water and is going to continue to push down on this water until the water in here is equal to the water level in this beaker. The water is going to move through the wet paper towel in order to make that happen. That happens above ground in this experiment, just like a little siphon here. It also happens below ground and is how we get groundwater flow underneath the ground surface. So have fun playing with this experiment. You can do like I did and put too little water in this one to begin with. You can start with a skinnier paper towel tube. I used 2 half sheets of a paper towel. So you can cut that in half again and use a skinnier tube and see how much water you need. You can really play with this all around and see what affects the experiment, how long it takes, what makes it go forward, if things make it go faster. This is a really fun one to play with and to change up the variables and see what happens in your own time. It's your turn.